Imagine working long hours in America, saving every dollar carefully, and then one day, after sending money home to your family, you suddenly receive a strange notification from your bank. No warning, no explanation, just questions. For many immigrants living in the United States, that possibility alone is enough to create fear. And right now, social media is making that fear even bigger. Videos are spreading everywhere, claiming new rules, hidden monitoring systems, and strict financial crackdowns are targeting immigrants sending money overseas. But what's actually true? And what's simply panic designed to go viral? Because one misunderstanding about the US banking system is causing thousands of hardworking families unnecessary stress. And later in this video, I'll explain the exact mistake many people make after hearing about the so-called $10,000 rule that can create even more attention instead of less. Now, before we go further, let me make something very clear. Sending money abroad is not illegal. Millions of people in the United States legally send money to parents, children, spouses, and relatives every single year. For many immigrant families, these transfers are not luxury payments, they are survival. Rent, medicine, school fees, emergency support. And that emotional connection is why these online rumors spread so fast. The moment people hear words like monitoring or reporting, fear instantly takes over. But here's where things start getting confusing online. You've probably seen dramatic headlines saying things like, "Stop sending money home," or "Banks are watching every transfer." Some videos make it sound like every international payment automatically triggers government action. That's simply not how the system works. What actually exists are financial reporting procedures that banks use as part of normal compliance rules across the United States. And this is the part many people misunderstand. Banks monitor unusual financial activity for everyone, not only immigrants. The systems are designed to detect fraud, scams, illegal activity, identity theft, and suspicious financial behavior. These automated systems review patterns. They look for activity that suddenly changes or doesn't logically match normal account behavior. Now let's talk about the phrase causing the most panic online right now, the $10,000 rule. The moment people hear that number, many immediately believe sending $10,000 is illegal. That is false. Large transactions themselves are not automatically crimes. Financial institutions simply document certain activity because federal reporting laws require them to maintain records of significant transactions. But here's where many people accidentally create bigger problems for themselves. After hearing scary rumors online, some individuals panic and start changing their normal banking behavior in strange ways. And according to financial experts, unusual behavior itself can sometimes attract more attention than a legal transaction would have in the first place. Imagine this scenario. A hardworking man living in Chicago normally sends money to his parents overseas every few months through his bank. Everything is consistent. His income matches his activity. His account history makes sense. Then suddenly, he watches several fear-based videos online claiming banks are tracking large transfers. He panics. He starts splitting payments into random amounts. He begins moving money through multiple platforms unnecessarily. He changes his normal behavior completely out of fear. That inconsistency can actually appear more unusual than simply using regular legal banking systems normally. And that's why understanding matters more than panic. Now, another reason these topics spread so aggressively online is because fear creates clicks. The moment someone sees words like ICE alert, new crackdown, or bank warning, emotions immediately activate. People share the video before even checking whether the information is fully accurate. Social media rewards emotional reactions. But financial systems are usually much more structured and less dramatic than viral headlines suggest. And honestly, many immigrants are already carrying enough stress in daily life. They're working long shifts, supporting family members, managing immigration paperwork, paying bills, building futures for their children. So when dramatic online claims suddenly appear, suggesting normal money transfers could create danger, anxiety spreads fast. But here's something important very few people explain properly. Financial reporting systems in America are not new. Many of these regulations have existed for years. What changes is public attention. Every few years, social media suddenly rediscovers financial reporting laws and presents them like shocking secret changes happening overnight. That cycle creates confusion again and again. And there's another detail most fear-based videos completely ignore. Banks process enormous amounts of activity every day. Millions of legal transactions move through the financial system constantly. Automated systems exist because modern banking requires compliance structures. These systems are designed to identify patterns requiring review, not to automatically punish people for supporting their families overseas. But let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed how quickly people believe frightening information online when it involves immigration or money? One dramatic thumbnail can create panic across entire communities within hours. And unfortunately, many creators understand that fear gets views. That's why it's important to separate emotional headlines from practical reality. Now here's where things get even more interesting. Financial experts often warn that transparency and consistency are usually safer than fear-driven reactions. Using trusted financial services, maintaining organized records, and understanding how your own banking activity works is generally far more effective than trying to outsmart systems based on random internet rumors. And later in this video, I'll explain why avoiding banks completely can sometimes create even bigger risks for families. But first, let's discuss another major misunderstanding. Many people assume that if a transaction is reviewed or documented, it automatically means someone is in trouble. That's not necessarily true. Automated reporting procedures are standard parts of modern banking systems. Reviews happen within financial institutions constantly because large systems require oversight. Think about how much money moves globally every single day. International transfers, digital payments, online banking, mobile apps, cryptocurrency discussions, instant wire services. Financial technology has transformed rapidly over the past decade. As banking technology evolves, monitoring systems also become more advanced. That's why people hear more discussions today about reporting systems than they did years ago. Now imagine being a mother in California, working 2 jobs while sending money home to support children overseas. For her, these transfers are deeply emotional. They represent sacrifice, responsibility, and family loyalty. So when social media suddenly fills with warnings about money transfers, fear becomes personal very quickly. And this emotional connection is exactly why these videos spread so fast online. But here's the reality many viewers need to hear clearly. Millions of immigrants legally support family members abroad every year without issues. International transfers themselves are extremely common. The key difference is understanding how financial systems operate and avoiding misinformation designed purely to trigger fear. Now, remember earlier when I mentioned that some people try avoiding banks entirely after hearing online rumors? This is important. Informal or unverified money transfer methods can sometimes create greater risks than using trusted legal institutions. Reliable financial systems provide records, transparency, security protections, and fraud safeguards that unofficial methods may not offer. And that's something many panic-driven videos fail to explain. So what should smart viewers actually focus on instead of fear? First, use trusted banking platforms or established money transfer services. Second, understand your own financial activity. Third, avoid making sudden, unusual changes purely because of viral social media claims. And fourth, never assume every dramatic headline online reflects the full truth. Because honestly, Fear-based content often leaves out the most important context. And now I want to ask you a serious question. Do you think social media helps immigrants stay informed? Or does it sometimes create unnecessary panic around financial topics? Let me know in the comments, because this conversation is becoming bigger every year. And if this video helped explain these issues more clearly, share it with someone who may be confused by all the rumors spreading online right now. Because understanding how these systems actually work is far more valuable than reacting emotionally to fear-driven headlines. At the end of the day, most hardworking families simply want stability. They want to support loved ones. They want to build better futures. And in a world full of viral misinformation, clear understanding matters more than ever. Do you believe social media spreads more fear than facts about immigration and banking rules?